All right, guys, welcome back to another amazing show of Real Estate Uncensored. I have the legendary Bald Ninja, Mr. Gene Volpe, with me. Gene, say hello.
If you don't know, well, now you know. Hell yeah.
All right, guys, here's your countdown. You know, Gene, every single time we do these countdowns, you bust my balls because I don't say something right, and it really fucking pisses me off, but I love you to pieces, and I knew we're going to have a great show today, aren't we?
I love you, Gregors McDizzle.
Oh my God, we're going to talk about Clubhouse, we're going to talk about marketing, we're going to talk about just crushing 2021. Grab your seats. We have 5 seconds. All right, there we are. There's our intro. Now we're live, and we have, there's a lot of stuff to talk about for 2021. We're going to talk about the new app called Clubhouse. We're also going to talk about videos, text, calls, contacts. We're going to talk about all kinds of crazy stuff, how to start 2021 off with a bang. And the reason why we're going to talk about that is because we have the legendary Gene Volpe, Mr. GVI Media, Mr. Stunned Face himself.
I got to get you a new picture. My goodness.
Wow, you're such a handsome man.
I really am. I put that back up though. I think if people, I love when you do that. And I love what Matt Johnson said. It was like, how did you surprise yourself taking your own picture? I don't take myself seriously. I think that was funny. I like it.
I love it a lot. So, guys, if you guys don't know Gene Volpe, of course you do. He's the Evil Bald Ninja. He's co-host, as always, on the show. We have GBI Media, where you can reach out to him. And, Gene, I want to talk about 2021. What's different between 2020 and 2021? How can people just launch out of 2020 like a cannonball and just crush skulls in 2021?
The biggest difference I see between 2020 and 2021 is the last digit.
Okay, that makes no sense. But
yes,
yeah, sure.
One's a 0, one's a 1. What do you mean?
Okay, so when in regards to marketing, because a lot of us we're getting into this new.
I love how you just ignored that.
I did. I just went right over that. But the thing is that. Yes, there is a digit that's different, but how can we be different when it comes to our marketing, our branding, standing out? Everyone's doing Zoom calls. Everybody's on virtual. Everyone's doing, Instagram, Facebook. We're getting into Clubhouse. We're getting all these other different apps. But how can people really stand out? Because there's got to be a distinguishing difference between who we are, what we do, and how we do it from the other person. Otherwise, we're not relevant, right? So where would you start with this?
Well, I would start at the basics, right? So without getting over the top with wizardry and like all these difficult things, what does your foundation look like, right? Maybe I feel like the new year is always a good time to go back and take an inventory on, like say, for example, we always talk about Googling yourself, right? I know it always sounds goofy, right?
I'm gonna Twitter your Facebook and then I'm gonna Google all over you.
Wow. Sean's saying your handlebar beard / mustache is still keeping it at 100, which I agree with. Here's the thing. Let's go back, and I say this probably the beginning of every year. When's the last time you Googled yourself? And you should really do that, right? But wait, so you're like a 4-year-old. I can't even get it out because you're a 4-year-old. Oh God, I can't even search yourself on the Google. How about that? I hope somebody's going to make a clip out of this, and this is the best marketing for this show.
Oh my God, I cracked myself up. Oh my God. Okay, I just Googled myself. Actually, I Yahoo'd myself because somehow my browser changed.
Sometimes I Bing myself. You're an idiot. You really are. So here's what I would say: open up a browser, open up an incognito or private browser, and type your name in and some of the things that you people would search on, like Greg McDaniel, real estate agent, Greg McDaniel, Danville, California, San Francisco, real estate, whatever, and see what the public sees. So that, because there's probably an opportunity to fix some things and streamline your phone numbers and streamline your email addresses. Like I was doing a presentation with a loan officer today. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, actually, it was a real estate agent. No, it was a KW guy. It was Donnie. And I said, let's go back and let's look at, so his Facebook page was brand new and he had some information up there. And he was working in a county, but had pictures of one of the rivers in Philadelphia that goes under the Delaware River that goes under the Ben Franklin Bridge, which is, 30 miles southeast of where he's doing business. My geography might be off a little bit, but I said to him, the name of this doesn't tell me what you do. There's nothing in here that says real estate, buy, sell, lease, invest. You're showing me a picture of an area you don't work in, right? Like, it's very confusing. So I said, let's start over and let's go on to Google and figure out, I'm going to search for people who, agents who handle FSBOs in my area. And we followed it down a rabbit hole. And I said, this is too complicated for me to find you. And when I did, I'm still not sure what you do. And so therefore I'm off to the next. Right. This generation and younger than us, me and you, and younger than us and even older, we don't have patience for confusion. So when you are not very clear on that first click, you're going to lose those people. So you want to make sure that first your shit's in line, basically. That's really, like, without getting into the hocus pocus of the way this stuff is really done, make sure that the brokerage you were at 2 years ago isn't getting phone calls for you because you forgot to change the office number.
Actually, you bring up a really good point, Gene. And yes, I have a 10-year-old's mind and I laugh at all kinds of dumb shit. And I what I wasn't laughing at late last year was the fact that I was going to my old different websites. I was going to social media. I was going to all these different places and they had bad links, dead links. We had bad phone numbers, our old brokerage on there. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And so I gotta, you guys, forgive me. I'll have our show producer put this in the show notes on iTunes and everything else. But there was a company that I went and paid, I think $100 or $200. It was something very nominal. And what they did is they collected all of my different sites everywhere that I was. And then I gave them, photos, videos, bios. I just put it in one place and then they pushed out to everything and they updated every one of my sites. So now I'm 100% searchable. I'm 100% consistent on all my different websites and different social media areas. And it made a world of difference because people are calling me. They're going like, oh my God, Greg, I can't find you. And the stuff that you're saying is like, doesn't make sense. Like, this link doesn't work and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Like I gotta shift this. And so I took action on it. And I'll tell you, one of the best things I did was doing that. But Gene, to kind of jump onto your bandwagon, I Googled myself. Well, I Yahoo'd myself. I love Yahooing myself. It's fantastic.
Yahoo!
Yeah, I actually do that when I talk to people. I'm like, Yahoo! Total moron.
It's a pretty good logo. It's a pretty good marketing pitch when you remember it.
Oh, fantastic. But I was looking at mine. So Google, this is on Yahoo. I Yahoo'd my name and I came up with my Facebook. Greg McDaniel's different Facebooks. Thank God I popped up at the top of that one. But the interesting thing is that like 2 clicks down has Greg McDaniel video results. And there's all my old past videos. The next one down was the Greg McDaniel obituary. 1966 to 2020 from the Denver Post.
Who was it?
Greg McDaniel.
Like, do you know who it was though?
Yeah, Greg McDaniel. I know exactly.
You Greg McDaniel?
No, some dude that was born in 66 and then died in 2020. I don't know why he died, but he died. But it was just, it was, the point of this is that it was interesting to see kind of like what the search results came up. And so, Gene, give me your expertise on this one. In 21, where we're sitting right now, there's an opportunity potentially to really stand out doing video and everything else. How would you go about creating video that would be something relevant for people to stand out? Because I used to do videos. I used to do these little videos when I was just messing around and this shit. And I would do them. And I all of a sudden I would own the first like 3 or 4 pages of Google searches because I would just pop up because I consistently did video. How would you do that? We actually have our guest coming in right now, so I'll bring him in. But let's talk about this here for a second.
All right. Whoa. All right.
What are you doing, guys?
Oh, Todd. What's up, Todd?
How you doing? I just literally jumped in my car heading out the door, and I saw you sent me this link, and I'm like, well, hey, I better jump on this. This is important. So sorry for being
Not a problem. I have a question to Gene right now in regards to how to dominate with video, and then I want to jump into some of the stuff that we're going to talk about with you today in regards to kind of how to take advantage of tax liens and kind of how to go about business in a different manner. So Gene, take it away with the video on how to dominate real quick.
Well, I'll keep this one really simple. I mean, we've been talking about this forever. I just told you about at the basics, starting foundation. Just turn your camera on, turn your video sideways, and do a quick little snippet. I would even argue that you need to go live. Like let's just put that above and go live once a day. I'm getting tired of hearing myself talk about it. I mean, if you're still not because if you're not following my advice now, you're not going to listen. I mean, I told you multiple times that, not you personally, but I've told the people multiple times that I increased my revenue by 40% by being out in front and doing the right stuff on social media and video, right? Mm-hmm. And it's easy. I mean, there's nothing to it. I'm not editing anything. I'm not putting lower thirds in. I'm not editing music into it. I'm not trying to find out my Creative Commons licensing laws because I'm using other videos. It's just me. It's me talking to you for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, and the engagement goes through the roof if you do it consistently. So first, check the underlying stuff in your feeds. Like, make sure that your website's straight. Make sure you can get to everything. I had a client yesterday. We had a video conference call on Zoom, and she's like, my website hasn't been working for 5 days, and our email went out. And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, I don't know, but I didn't figure it out until somebody called me and said, I can't get to your website, and you're not answering my emails. So, like, get out there. That's murder for a real estate agent. I mean, you need to be in touch with these people 6 days ago when they reach out to you today. So you can't miss that stuff. That's important stuff. And as I say this, my GVI media site is actually down. So it was hacked. I was hacked. So we're working through that. But that's really just the GVI media site is just kind of like a placeholder for you to find our business and contact us. It's not a big deal. If you can find Gene Volpe, you can find GVI media. But so it's as I said, if you go to my website, you're like, wait, this dude's talking about making sure your site's up and his is down. But sometimes it happens. Just be on top of it,
I completely agree with you. I mean, when your shit will go sideways, so just deal with it, but be on top of it at the exact same time. Guys, I want to introduce you Todd Ashton. Guys, Todd is a phenomenal human being. He's got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to buying properties on tax liens and a variety of other things. Incredibly successful human being, and I want to bring him in and have him kind of introduce yourself and say hi and kind of talk about a little bit what you do and how people can kind of get in touch with you in regards to taking 2020 and then merging to 2021 and making it just an absolute dynamite year.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the opportunity. I get so much feedback from people that listen to you guys because you're so dynamic, you're so there, you're cutting edge, leading edge with what you guys do with apps and the things you do. And I have to comment. I agree.
Todd, I'm gonna stop you for a minute. Your audio is really bad right now, so I need you to get to a better area with better connection because we just cannot hear you.
I can fix that. Just a second.
Oh, there you go. You're back. Okay, good.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Go ahead. Go again.
Okay. What I was saying is I totally understand where Gene's coming from about, feeling almost like you're beating a dead horse. You're like, I talk about it all the time. Do people listen to me? I totally get it. I agree. But one of the things I would just push back on is my 4-year-old granddaughter knows more about technology with an app.
And as he says an app, there he is. He's back.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? He can say, Papa. He says, Papa, what's your app? What's your password? And I'm like, she can run circles around me on an iPhone. So there are barriers to some people, and showing for me, I learned by example. If someone like Gene was to take me in by the hand and go do a Zoom call and go do this, kind of like what you've done for me, then all of a sudden the light bulbs go on and I go, oh, I get it. because you walked me through the process.
Mm-hmm.
And for you guys, like I said, Regine, the process is like, guys, I do this all the time. You don't have to be a techno wizard at this. Just jump in and do it. But I think it's kind of like, I hate board games because I hate reading the instructions. But if someone just shows me how to play the board game, I'll kick their ass. Um, and so that's just how I am. So that's how I teach. And so with my tax liens and deeds, I become a silent partner, if you will. I was working for an outfit. They were the largest outfit on the planet for tax liens and deeds out of Sacramento. But their whole deal was keep them in the loop, feed them a bunch of information, and upgrade them and upsell them and cross sell them. That was their whole plan. But they had a 95% fail rate. And that's why I ditched them. I left them. I was like, I couldn't live with myself. I was like, that's not going to happen. A couple of years later, after I left the industry, I had people clamoring saying, you got to come back. You're a wealth of information. We need you. We need you in this space. Kind of like what you guys do in your space. It'd be a big void there if all of a sudden you guys just closed up shop. So they all came at me and were saying, be that resource for us. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to totally revamp it. I'm going to do it, reverse engineer it, do it from front to back and back to front, and remove all the roadblocks. And instead of telling people what to do, I'm just going to give them my network and my knowledge and a brain dump, and then I'm going to be like a silent partner and show them what to do. And some people it doesn't jive with because they want to sit down and have like 10 weeks of hour sessions where they just take copious notes and do nothing. And that's fine. I'll play that game with you if you want to. But if you actually want to get a property, jump in. Let's do it from day one. Let's get you in the know. Let's get you going and doing things that are going to enable you to get and find and do it, so that it's once you do it a couple of times, the light bulb goes on and you go, oh yeah, this is easy. So a lot of stuff like Gene's talking about in his world, what you do in your world, it is easy for you guys because you're just ingrained in it. It's just something you do all day, and you can't imagine that other people just can't get the hang of it. But as soon as you walk them through it and they do a couple of deals, they're like, oh, that was easy. And you're like, yeah, pretty much. It's not that it's easy. It's a process that's simple to follow, and you can easily get off track. You can easily get side railed, and you can easily get derailed. So that's why you need someone like me to help you navigate that process. Imagine going, say you wanted to go to Mount Everest and climb Mount Everest, and you got a minefield halfway up the Mount Everest that you got to navigate. Would you take a Sherpa named Lucky with one leg? I don't think you would do that. You wouldn't trust Lucky, to get you up the mountain, right? And so that's really what I do is I help people follow the simple process, but do it safely, do it correctly, and so that you don't get bit the butt in the process. So
let's break that down for a minute for a lot of the folks who don't know you. What exactly is a tax lien, and how would we don't go into the weeds, but I mean, let's talk about just 10,000 foot.
All it is a piece of paper. A lien, all it is agreement, like with the county. The county, let's take Florida, for example. They're a prime example. They call it God's waiting room because there's so many people that go down there to retire and then they end up passing away. And there's all this property that ends up continuously on the bubble, and they have auctions and different ways that they try to get rid of it or get it back on the tax rolls. But a lien is just that they'll say, look, if you'll pay these back taxes on this property, we will give you 18% on your money. You can't get that anywhere. You can't make that in a REIT or any other kind of investment in real estate. Typically, if you're handing over your money to somebody, but the county will give you 18%. Instead of putting your money in the bank, buy a few liens from the county, and just, if that's all you want is 18% return on your money, that's a great investment. But what I do is I take it a step further. I know a way to get to the deed, which is get to the property by navigating the process, going to the people, doing a cash for keys, and getting them out of their situation, and through a little legal maneuvering with a good lawyer, get them to get it to a deed. And once they hand you the deed, it's a tax deed, but you can then what's called quiet title and quiet the title and get all the clouds off the title. And now you've got a warranty deed that you can sell on the market. So you go from lien to deed to warranty deed, or lien to tax deed to warranty deed. So a lien is just a piece of paper. It's an agreement with the county to say, I'm going to give you my money to pay back all their back taxes on these properties, and you're going to give me 8, 10, 12, 16, 18% on my money. Florida gives you 18% on your money. I had a student call me up one time after they were in, and they were bawling. They're like, I can't do this. This isn't real. This isn't true. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they said, I called the county, and they said, no way would we ever pay. The lady said, that's just ludicrous. We would never pay anybody 18% on their money. That just wouldn't happen. And I'm like, what county was it? And so we ended up calling the county. We ended up getting the same lady on the phone. I asked the same question, and she said, oh, sir, no, we would never pay 18% on a return on a lien. And I said, do you have access to your website, to the internet? Yes. And she went to, do you have access to your website? Yes. And she went to a website. Do you have we navigated right to where the page where it spelled out in plain English that they paid 18% on a lien and annually. And she was just flabbergasted. She was stunned. She just said, I had no idea. So there's people working at the county that have no idea that this kind of stuff is happening.
So why is this not more widely known? Help me understand that one.
It's been around. It's tax law. It's been around for 200 years. But here's the reason. Like I'll give you for example. Right now, to jump in right now it'd be like shooting fish in a barrel. It would literally be like being salmon spawning, and you're a bear, and you're at the mouth, and you're getting everything. You're swatting everything that's coming past you, or grabbing or chomping on. I mean, it's like it's feeding season in Florida right now, and Alabama. Those are the two places. If you're going to do anything in the world, just focus on those two places. You can't miss. Again, I wouldn't do it without help and putting it all together, but because you could lose your shirt in one deal. But if you don't do it correctly, but give you an idea. I had a student that said, I was down in Florida, I was at the pool, and all of a sudden I saw all of these lien notices going up on the doors of all these condos. And they're $200,000 condos. And I said, what's going on? And they said, well, with the COVID, all these people that own these resort condos, they're not coming in. They're out of the country or out of the state. Maybe they're in Canada. A lot of Canadians, they'll buy, just like New Yorkers, they'll buy property down there to be snowbirds, and they'll go down there, and they'll eventually want to retire down there. Well, they end up dying or divorcing or whatever, the circumstances change. But with COVID, it's even worse, compounded, because now you have people that they can't get access to properties. They can't get access to their condos, so they're freaking out, and they're not paying their back taxes. So now it's been 1 going on 2, and sometimes 3 years. Once it hits 3 years, the county says, enough of that, we're going to put you on notice and have someone else pay your back taxes so that we can get the revenue. We're going to put a lien on it. And that's what these taxes are. So we said, hey, what are these taxes? I'm very interested. And the guy said, oh, it was a realtor, and he said, oh, you don't want to get involved in this. You won't get any of these for probably 6 years. And when he saw my podcast, he realized that's a bunch of BS. That's a bunch of malarkey. I can show you how to circumvent the whole system and get those go from lien to deed in a matter of months, and get that $200,000 property for the back taxes, 510K. And that's what I do. And when I show people that process, they pop a gourd. I show wholesalers that they're willing to pay $100,000 or more for a $200,000 condo. And when I show them they can get it for $10,000, they're like, I want to play that game. So it's just that it's a niche thing. It's something that a lot of people, they shy away from because they don't know it. They don't have the knowledge that I have of 20 years of being around this industry and doing this. And so things that I'm kind of like a fireman in this sense. Things that people would run away from because they're like, oh my God, it's a fire, it's a hairball, it's a catastrophe. They run away from it. I run towards it because I know all the ways to fix the problems. And that's really what I am, a problem solver. I'll take a problem, I'll look at it and say, well, I can fix that. And other people are like, I don't even want to play with that. I want to address it. And with a good lawyer, you can jump through all the hoops very quickly. And I just had a lawyer text me today. You probably can't see me. I don't know if you can see me still, but I wanted to read this text that a lawyer from Alabama just sent me unsolicited today. And this is the kind of people that I interface with. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, your audio is going in and out, Todd. I don't know if you're covering your mic or not or something like that, but it's very, very spotty right now for some reason.
Let me do this. There's two reasons I think it's spotty. One is because I'm on speaker, so I'm going to get off speakerphone.
Well, no, let's keep you on speaker. But describe for all the listeners that with no details of anybody who's on the other end of the text, kind of what that context was in a brief, concise way, so that people can get an idea of how kind of what people are communicating with you.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with them because I had a new student that connected with him, and I just wanted to do a warm handoff.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Whoa! Where'd he go?
I don't know.
I wanted to ask him. When he comes back on, I got some questions for him. But
okay, I'm gonna put him in the backstage until he's back on.
Put him in the closet.
Yeah, he's going in the closet. Okay.
Remember that from that movie? What's that movie?
I don't know.
It's oh my God.
I'm just mimicking you.
Let's put him in the bathroom. Put him in the bathroom. It's with De Niro.
Ah, you're killing me. Okay, I think he might be back, so let's see if we can get him back on. Guys, if the audio is continually not going to be top quality, we will just have Todd back another day, and Gene and I will take it, but we're going to bring Todd back on right now. All right, are you back on?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There you are.
Sorry about that. My internet's out, by the way. The day that you choose to contact me, that's why I'm on my phone, is because my internet's out. Can you hear me still?
Yeah. If the audio keeps going in and out like this, we're going to have to just have you come back another day because sometimes the audio is just really rough.
Let me read this to you if you can hear it, okay?
Sure.
So he sent me this today. It said, "Hello, Todd. It was good catching up with you. Thank you for sending business my way. It's great interacting with your students. I've got so much on my plate right now with opportunities here in Alabama that the firm is going to have to grow to continue providing the high level of service to investors." So that's a high level tax lien and deed lawyer out of Alabama sending me that text.
That's awesome. Todd, we have a guy named Greg, not me, Greg Jackson. He's actually asking for your contact information. So would you mind letting everybody know where they can reach out and connect with you?
Yeah, it's very easy, guys. I love to talk about this all day long, and I'm a wealth of information, and I love to just get people on the path. So I can be reached at 801-358-1496 directly. That's where I'm on my phone now, 801-358-1496. Or it's just Todd Ashton at Gmail. My name at gmail.com with 2 Ds. Make sure you put in 2 Ds or you won't get to me. We had that problem because before we put it out and it was with 1 D. So TODDASHTON at gmail.com and 801-358-1496. Just text me. I had someone text me the other day. They just had my number and they're like, hey, and they blew up my phone on a weekend and they were apologizing for it, and I was like, don't apologize. I mean, I'm like you guys. I live for this stuff. I love this stuff. I eat and breathe this stuff.
Todd, I just dropped your info into the chat, so they got both your phone number and your email address are in there, so you should be good to go.
Well, do me a favor. Unless I can see it, can you just reiterate what I gave you, the information I gave you, so make sure it's correct?
Well, can you see it on the screen? 801-358-1496. And Todd Ashton.
I see Greg scrolling right now, so I don't see my stuff. I see Greg's stuff.
That's all right. Listen, you can trust me, brother. I got you covered.
Well, the only reason I push back is because last time we did it with 1 D and I didn't catch it. I didn't see that it was only with 1 D. And
I promise you right now, there are 2 Ds at gmail.com.
Todd Ashton at Gmail. Oh, I see it. Todd Ashton.
There you go.
Double D.
And then 801-358-1496.
Yes, sir.
So
yeah, right. Gene, for some reason, I only see Greg's stuff scrolling. I don't see my stuff scrolling.
It's okay. So, Gene, you said you have a ton of questions.
No, not a ton. I just had. Well, I have a big one. I think. It's not a lot.
What? Say that again.
Oh my God, Greg is off the rocker already. Todd, don't push it. Okay. He's the worst today. Hilarious. It must be the handlebar mustache. That's what it got to be. Set you back a couple years.
It has to be.
So, Todd, the question I had for you was, and I think you sort of alluded to it and answered it, but I'm curious as to how the next couple of years, how unemployment, if and when the stock market crashes, and this next administration, how is that going to affect these tax lien properties? What do you expect? Make me a prediction. Ah, shoot. See, he's got some good stuff now. He can't hear him at all.
Nah, it's completely muted.
Completely muted.
I can see his face moving. I just can't hear the words coming out of his mouth.
Oh, can you hear me now?
There
we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I literally hit the mute button on my phone, so sorry about that. No, dude, I can get on my soapbox. I get so excited. If I was in my house right now, I would be pacing around doing laps around because I can't sit down. I get so excited about this stuff. This is bulletproof. You can do this up, down, sideways. It doesn't matter the market, because people are always passing away. People are always divorcing. It's just like wholesale situations. There are always going to be opportunities there, and the value is in the property, not in the market. It's not in the value of the property may change up and down, but it's in the value of the property. That's why I put a bunch of money in Bitcoin the day before it crashed, like just a couple of weeks ago. And so I was like, oh, I'll put all my money in Bitcoin, and literally lost it overnight. I was like, oh, I won't do that again. So, but this is really bulletproof, because again, people are always passing away. People are always having issues with properties where they're like, I'm done with this. I don't want it. Or I don't need to deal with this anymore, or the kids don't want to deal with it, or whatever. There's so many reasons why I can't even get into it. But the reality is, it does not matter that I get frustrated that people are sitting on their hands because of administration change or this or that or the other. The only thing I have to worry about is if I'm going to be paying higher taxes. I mean, and I know ways. I can tell you right now, that's what I teach. I teach how to make money in this, and I teach how to protect it. So I know ways through what's called a QRP, a qualified retirement plan, or even another way through it's a wholly funded life insurance plan. You can either do it tax deferred till you're 71 and a half and protect all your money, or you can set up to do tax free like the Rothschilds do, and never pay taxes if you do it right and stick to the program. So if people would just listen to me, I could show them ways, blow their mind. I mean, if I could take my brain and put it in a 30-year-old and have them understand what they could do with tax liens and deeds, and then accelerate that through putting in a QRP, which is their personal fund that they can dip in and out of, pay all their their livelihood, live on it, and then pay themselves back. They have to pay themselves back 10%, and then they're not taxed until they're 71 and a half. Figure that one out. You can put gain after gain after gain after gain on there and not be taxed on until you're 71 and a half. So there will be a day that you're going to pay your taxes, but the tax man won't come around until you're 71 and a half. And if you do it even a step further, they'll never touch you if you set it up correctly and follow the rules.
So, Greg, I love what Todd just said, and it made me think of something. He was talking about that whole life insurance strategy. We need to get him together with Noggle, and have those two explain how you can move your money from an IRA into that whole life tax strategy, and then buy tax liens with it.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. I mean, talk about a wealth generation, just for your family, for your generation of all your folks. I mean, it would just be a phenomenal conversation. We can probably get Todd and Chris on a show probably in March or April, somewhere in that ballpark. So we'll have a couple of months of lead time on this stuff. But guys, unfortunately, I've got to run. I got to go meet with a client. Yes, I got to go make money. Such a bummer. But
oh, hey, before you leave, Greg, I want to tell you something.
What?
That young lady we got on the phone the other day, or through that Clubhouse, Ashley, she is a rock star. That lady she's off the chain, and the way she talks about you guys, she elevates you guys to, through the roof. She is absolutely praises you guys, and I'm just amazed at the reciprocation and the support and you guys are such it's really comes over as love. I mean, I don't mean to get corny, but you guys are so passionate about what you do, and you love what you do so much. And Ashley was the same way. It's not about money in this industry, but it's more about if you love to chase deals, if you have that passion, if you love to help people chase deals, if you love to network, we're in that. That's what we're doing, and that just elevates everybody. It raises everybody. You know, a high tide raises all ships, right? And that's what you guys are doing. Is you guys are creating that high tide with what you're doing. So good on you guys.
Thank you. We pay her every month, so she's she's a well-paid client.
Shout out to Ashley Chapman too.
Yes. Okay, so let's do this, guys. I do have to jump here, and probably I know Gene has got to jump in 3 minutes as well, or 2 minutes. Gene, where can people get a hold of you?
Man alive, dude. I don't know. I'm incognito this week.
Oh, fuck me running. Go to genevolpe.com, guys.
Or you can just come see me every Friday on the show, and we can have a chat in the chat, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Will you guys? I would love it if you guys would invite me to even just do the 10-minute, 15-minute spot with you guys every week like this. You guys are rock stars, and I'm just so blessed to be around you guys. If you guys would invite me on every week, I'd love to do this.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Todd, let's get your contact information up there really quickly. I know you posted that, but I can't find it.
I can see it the whole time you're doing it. Like, guys, I don't think you're running it's not there.
Oh,
so
it's just there.
I'll just reiterate it again. It's Todd Ashton. My name is with 2 D's. Todd Ashton at gmail.com. You can Google Tax Lien Alliance. I'm out there at Tax Lien Alliance. You can hit my webpage. But more importantly, just ping me. Just 496. Send me a text, and I'll engage with you, and I'll send you all sorts of information to get you learning about the biz. I mean, there's so much you can learn for free that'll get you going and realize this is the real deal and real stuff. And let's get you going.
Love it. I absolutely love it. Todd, you are a wealth of information. I really appreciate you coming on and doing the show with us today. I know you're on the run, making tons of cash, doing tons of deals, and helping a lot of folks. So thank you for your time today. Gene, you are just an incredibly bald, handsome man, and just so glad that you're here. You're here as the bald ninja.
You are correct. You are correct, sir.
But I need you to do your mother effing job. Pick a color for the bow for the show.
I'm not picking a color today. We're going with transparent.
Okay. I don't know how to answer that. Okay. We have a transparent, translucent bow, which nobody can see. We're going to
put say, if you can't see it, is it really there?
Yes.
Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to give you a little backstory real quick before you leave. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go.
I got my cousin on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno because he was a plumber, and a cat got caught in a toilet that he was taking, and it got caught in the gooseneck, and he saved a little kitten, and he ended up on Jay Leno because I called Jay Leno, and I called who was the other guy, his counterpart in New York, and I basically, the story blew up, it went viral, and I called him and I said, you better book this guy, and he ended up choosing to go with his mom. Both of them wanted to book him, and he ended up going with Jay Leno, and was on the show. Anyway, the reason I say that is I'm going to get you guys hooked up with Joe Rogan. You guys need to get on his podcast and do what you guys do with Joe Rogan. You spend a day with Joe Rogan, and you guys will be on the freaking map. And I swear I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna make that happen.
You get us on Joe Rogan. Well, there'll be a lot of things I'll do for you. Well, I'm not gonna say them out loud.
Don't go there.
You guys gotta see Gene. You gotta see Gene's face right now. He's like stunned laughter. Like,
what? I'm dying.
All right,
you guys rock. I'm seriously going to make that happen, and I'll even send you the video clip of my cousin with the cat. You can Google it. Go look up cat in a what do you call it? Toilet. Caught a toilet on Jay Leno. They have the cat there. They brought the cat on the show.
Okay, we're not going to talk about cats. Okay, that's bringing up a sore subject. My kitty kits died. But what we're going to do is we're going to cancel this. Gene just literally exited stage left. He just died and fell out of his chair. Todd, I bless you, my friend. I'm super grateful to have you in my life. Thank you so much for your knowledge and your time. Gene, thank you for just literally like blackhearting on me and not finishing out the show. We have a translucent bow on this show, which we don't know if it's here or not here, but we're going to say it's here. We can't do this show without you guys. So, you know what? Go into every podcasting site that you have. Gene is back. Give us a 5-star, not a 2-star rating. Please give Todd a shout out if you liked his content. Gene, his content, my content. Follow us on all of our social media platforms because we just want to get the algorithm up and moving faster and better so that the show will be in front of more folks. So, guys, we love you absolutely to pieces. Thank you so much for your time, and until next time, peace out, ninjas. We're gone.